Sometimes you are the toxic person. Yes, you heard that right. And you read the title right as well. You are. So am I. So are all of us. Watch this video to know how. Welcome back to Let's See. And those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Anamika and this is Let's See, a community for you and I to come together and talk about things that no one talks about. Mental health being the most important. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how we do not hold ourselves accountable for our own toxic actions and behavior. Being humans, it's quite easy for us to blame others, to point fingers at other people and say that, hey, they are being toxic to us and chuck them out of our lives. What isn't easy or comes naturally to us is pointing the same fingers to our own selves, countering our own actions and behavior with the, what would you call it, soul searching thoughts or questions and things like that. Basically, we are not in a habit to introspect from time to time. What we do is we analyze and judge and point fingers at other people, saying that he did bad to me, she did bad to me, he's so toxic, she's so bad, I shouldn't talk to them, and this and that and whatnot. You know the drill. But what we don't do is we don't question our own behavior, our own actions, our own thoughts at times. We don't sit and analyze our own selves. We don't judge our own selves. And we don't think that sometimes maybe it's us who are being toxic to other people. You know, all of us go through a lot of problems in life. Some of us are dealing with mental health issues. Some of us are having relationship problems. Some of us have some problems in our careers and, XYZ. Which then affects our temper, and it makes us whiny at times. We end up in this habit of whining and cribbing all the time. We don't respect other people's boundaries. We don't pay attention or any heed to their mood and the problems that they might be going through. We kind of pile up our own issues to other people and become this burden, this pile of negativity. And while we don't do this on purpose, it really isn't other people's problem. You might have friends who have had great days and you go to them and you vent about your issues. Now, that's what friends are for. Granted, you did it once, twice, thrice, fine. But if you make that a habit, then you're being toxic. Not only to yourself, but to them as well. Because first, you're not finding a constructive solution for your own problem. And second, you are kind of ruining other people's peace. Now, this can also be applied to your family, to your romantic partners, to your work people, basically your colleagues, to your children, to your parents, and XYZ people around you. I understand that sometimes we need to talk to people, sometimes we need to vent, we need to go on rants, and we need to, just take that burden off of our chest. But there is a constructive and systematic way to do that. And if you're not doing it, you are being a toxic person. And trust me, I know this sounds harsh, but it's the truth. I have been that toxic person for far too long, and I sometimes still become that person until I have to tell myself that no, this is wrong. Yes, I'm going through a problem, and it's okay to talk about it and share it with other people, but with a solution focused mind. If all you want to do is just vent and crib and cry and whine, then it's honestly pointless for yourself and for those around you. And when we don't look for solutions and only end up in a pattern of just venting and going on a loop of negativity and just eating other people's brain, those other people start avoiding us. They're also not doing it intentionally. They're just fed up. And just imagine if you were in their shoes, you would feel the same. Not everybody wants to deal with your problems all the time. So the first step is to try and solve your problems on your own. And if you're unable to do that, then go to other people with a solution focused mind. Ask them for help. Don't vent out to them just for the sake of venting out. Look for a solution together so that you don't have to keep going to them again and again and again. And you must become happy eventually. And if none of these things work, then please seek professional help. Mental health issues have become such an epidemic these days that it's a must for all of us to visit a mental health professional. You don't necessarily have to have a mental illness to go to a psychologist or a counselor. You can easily just be stressed about random things in your life and you need someone to help you get out of that. And your friends and family cannot always be available for that because they're going through their own set of problems. So what I'm trying to say is that be mindful of your own actions and behavior. Be mindful of your thoughts and feelings and how you project them on other people and how you express them to other people, because you will end up losing people in your life if you don't become mindful of your own thoughts and actions. Trust me, I've been there. I've lost so many friends along the way, some by choice, some by coincidence, some by chance, some by compulsion, in number of situations. And while in a lot of those cases, those were the people who were toxic for me, in some of those cases, I was also toxic for them. Again, not intentionally. I wasn't trying to ruin their moods or their life or their time. I was just going through such a bad phase myself that I may have ended up being that, you know, non solution focused, whiny, clingy, cribbing girl who just, you know, uh, I don't have words right now, honestly, to explain this, but I was that clingy, whiny, cribbing girl who was not looking for a solution but only for a way to vent out. Or maybe I was looking for a solution but no one gave it to me. And I ended up being that toxic person in other people's lives. And it's only when I got a little better and I could make sense of things that were going on in my life, I could realize that those friends or those people who maybe stopped talking to me may have gotten that toxic vibe from me. Now, of course, it wasn't intentional, I didn't mean to, but I may have ended up spreading toxicity in their lives, just like a lot of other people did the same in my life. And the only solution, sadly, was for all of us to end it. But that shouldn't always be the case. You can't always afford to have your friendships and relationships end because you or someone else is being toxic to you. So, I would conclude the video by saying that be mindful of your thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior and take charge of them. Don't be a slave to them. Don't let them control you. You control them. It takes time, but it does happen. And if you think that someone else is being toxic to you, maybe show them this video or just sit them down and talk to them and tell them that their actions are hurting you, their behavior is hurting you. And if you yourself are that toxic person, go out to people, reach out to them, apologize to them, and make peace. Because life is too short to be toxic and negative and whiny. Look for solutions, not for other means to create more problems. I hope this little ramble from my side helped you. If it did, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what more topics would you want a video on. And please subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more videos. Like and share this video if you like my content. And stay tuned. I heal you, you heal me. Together, we heal the world. Let's heal. Bye.